Hello, and welcome to Comparing Fractions Using the Butterfly Method. This goes with Unit 7, Lesson 1. Also, in this unit, we're going to be working on ordering fractions. In order to order them, you do need to know how to compare them, which one's bigger, which one's smaller. We are also going to be finding equivalent fractions, fractions that mean the same thing, and how to make them simplified or smaller. We're also going to be working on decimals in this unit and how to create decimals from a fraction and naming them, expanding them, and rounding them. First thing of this lesson today is some notes. So please make sure you open your notebook. This is for Unit 7. Unit 7 notes. You may pause the video to copy all the notes down and resume it when you're ready to follow along. Comparing fractions: less than, greater than, equal. Steps. First, you're going to multiply the bottom with the opposite top. So we have 5 on the bottom. We're going to multiply it with the opposite top number. So 5 times 7. 5 times 7 gives us 35. So we're going to write it up here by the antenna. Then we're going to do the exact same on the other side. We're going to repeat it. 9 times 3. And we're going to write it on top of the 3. So the 27 will go on top. Now we're going to compare our answers. That's step 3. We have a 27 and we have a 35. Well, I know that 35 is bigger than 27. So my Pac-Man is going to eat the fraction where that 35 showed up on. And we are then going to find out that 3/5 is less than 7/9. Again, this would be a great time to pause the video and make sure you get all of this written down in your notes. Please continue on when you are done with some examples. We're going to try these examples. We're going to change our pen color so you can see this butterfly method and why it's called a butterfly method. So in our first example, and you can try these in your notebook, you could even pause the video right now and resume it to see if your answers are correct. The reason we call it a butterfly is you can kind of make your butterfly wings right off the bat. We're going to do bottom times opposite top. 5 times 5, and then we can create our little antenna, is 25. Again, we always write it on top of the top number we used. And then we can draw our butterfly wings of our next set. We have 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And we find out that 25 is bigger than 24. So our symbol is going to be a greater than symbol. Now, you do not need to draw the butterfly every time. What I am looking for is your proof. Here is how you show proof. 6 times the opposite top is 12. 6 times the opposite top is 18. I want to see these numbers up above. How you proved your work that 3/6 is bigger than 2/6. Now, we know when we were working in our last unit that if we had 6 pieces of pie, and on this side, if we only had 2 of them, that would definitely be a lot less than if we had the same size pie and we had 3 of those pieces. So we can use some of our previous knowledge to answer these questions if they had the same bottom number, which is the common denominator. But when we see the bottom is different, that is called an unlike denominator or uncommon denominator. Then using the butterfly method is helpful. Bottom times opposite top. 12 times 2 is 24. 7 times 8 is 56. 56 is bigger than 24. But we can also look at our fractions to see if that makes sense. If you have 2 pieces out of 7, well, we know that's less than half of it. If you have 8 pieces out of 12, 8 is more than half of 12. So that answer does make sense. Some extra practice that can help you with this item is going to the fourth grade iExcel and working on O19. O19 is a great place for some extra practice on comparing fractions. Today, when you work on your homework assignment, I am going to be asking that you show your proof. 4 times 1, we get 4. 5 times 1, we get 5. 5 is bigger. I want to see those numbers up above on each of your problems. For numbers 7, 8, and 9, you do want to make your comparing fraction problems, showing your work in the space provided here. You may or you may not choose to do 10 and 11. Those we are going to call optional. It is your choice if you want to tell me what 2 things you maybe learned about fractions today and to write and solve your own problem. Those are kind of fun. Maybe you write it and have a friend try to solve it. On your remembering today, the top portion comes from Unit 3, Division. Make sure you show your work. Numbers 4 through 9 and 10 through 15 all come from Unit 4. Again, making sure you show your proof. What is 16 minus 4? I want to see it. Number 15, the stretch your thinking. Some people still keep trying to skip this problem. Do not skip the problem. This is going to be comparing fractions. So you're comparing people to see who drank more. So you might need to do some different types of comparing. Fraction Wars. Fraction Wars is a fun game that if you get all your work done or over a nice weekend through the unit, any other time you might have, if all you need is a deck of cards. Make sure you take those jokers out, they won't help you. In a deck of cards, if you have an ace, it is 1 point. A jack is worth 11 points. A queen is worth 12 points. And a king is worth 13 points. Here's how to play. In your deck of cards, you split the deck evenly amongst the amount of players. You can play this with more than a partner, but it gets a little trickier. So best to try to play it with just a partner pair here. The first thing you do is the first person will take their top card and put it on top. And their second card will go on the bottom, and that will make a fraction. The second player puts their first card on top and their second card on bottom. Now you can use that butterfly method. It helps if you both are sitting on the same side. A queen, remember, is 12. So 12 times an ace is 1. So 12 times 1, this player over here gets 12. 10 times 2, this player over here gets 20. 12 compared to 20. The person who has 20 will get all of the cards. They get all the cards, and we're going to just move them over towards, hopefully, their pile more because they received all of them, because that's how war works. Whoever has the higher amount gets all the cards. We go on to the next round. First card goes on top, second card goes on bottom. First card top, second card bottom. We have what's called war. War is when both players have an equal amount of the fractions. So, what you then do is you draw your very next card. It's going to go on the bottom, so I'm going to pull it up. We get a 5. We're going to just move these off to the side. And we get an 8 on this side. We'll just pile these all up. And this player gets a 9 and a 4. We cross multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. So this player over here gets 20. 9 times 8 is 72. 20 compared to 72. This player gets all of these cards. So they get the first round where it was a tie, and they get the round they just got. So you can see they can get a lot of cards all at once. The game continues until one player cannot play any longer, meaning that the other player has more cards. And the winner is the person with more cards. Fun little game. If you need to rewatch this portion of the video to learn how to play Fraction Wars, please do so. If you're still struggling with it, ask a friend for some help. It is now time for you to start working on your assignments. Assignments today is 7-1 homework and remembering side. Rewatch the video if you need any more clarification. Otherwise, good luck.